Event the Wall.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Oncast, the DreamHack Summer 2015 warm-up event going to be coming at you here, continuing, of course, coverage of what is throughout this week here. Just a nice little fun event we put together. Fun, but also a great amount of tournament matches to be played between all the teams going to DreamHack, representing the North American European region, the 5 teams. Going to be going at it, ultimately $1,500 on the line here. Definitely looking forward to some really good matches continuing today, tomorrow, and into the weekend. On top of that, with that said, excited to be here. You see a matchup we got for today to kick it off at least. We got Bad Monkey Gaming going up against Sync Esports here in a 2-game series, best of 2, as it is here in these group stages. So many reasons to be excited for this matchup. BMG versus Sync, of course, the names themselves going at it. This is obviously a classic matchup here of these two teams, and really interested to see how it plays out here in this 2-game series. So, with that said, I am joined by my co-caster today. Once again, going to be joined by Snooey here. Snooey, how's it going?
Thank you, Breaky. Doing good as always. 2 teams we got here once again today that more or less in some way needs to prove themselves. BMG, of course, former world champions, and just barely managed to snatch that last DreamHack qualifier spot over Team Who. And then we got Sync, who lost versus Reason yesterday, and I don't think that was solely because of the draft. I actually felt like Reason was the better team in that series. So hopefully both teams stepping up, showing us their A-game here today. Should be a good one.
Yeah, obviously, that's kind of the big note right now. As you pointed out, Sync Esports coming off a 0-2 series against Reason Gaming. Again, you look at the brackets, they're more so the group stages so far, how they're shaping up here. Again, Reason Gaming played twice yesterday. They went 2-0 against Sync, and then they actually went 0-2 against Druids after that. So Druids also having the 3 points their time. But again, Sync starting off a little slow here in these group stages. Ultimately, 4 of these teams will advance onto the bracket stage, and then, of course, that is single elimination straight to the point there into the weekend. So, again, really intrigued to see how this one plays out here between these two teams. We already got a draft to talk about. Now, real quickly, too, as you may notice, BMG, they are using a ringer. In fact, that's what the delay was on right here. Boxy, unfortunately, apparently MIA. They're not too sure where he's at. He said he would be here, but wasn't showing up. So, hopefully in the end he's okay. I'm sure he is. But Macera's actually stepping in. Of course, Macera's a solid player, no doubt. In the end, I'm sure we'll fit in just finally. But, it's a little unfortunate. It's not the full A-plus roster here. But it still is a good one at that. Anyways, we got the draft, though. Let's take a look at the bands. The initial bands, it was Warbeast into Swiftblade, Ophelia into Magnus. Then we had Behemoth, first pick by BMG into Moira, Puppet Master into Moraxis, Midas into Tempest. So, how about BMG, though, valuing that Behemoth first pick here?
Yeah, a little bit surprising. And actually, Sync Esports blind banning the Swiftblade. They really must respect Balthazar or Maki on the Swift for weeks or so. We haven't even blind banned or even banned in the second phase. Sometimes we've seen as that 4th or 5th pick even. So surprised to see the blind ban here by Sync, but hopefully they got something planned out for it. Behemoth, yeah, I'm not necessarily a personal fan of first picking the hero because I feel like it's a little bit too obvious what you're trying to do. Of course, we have seen it in both the suicide role and in that secondary support role, if not even the hard support role. But it's still one of those heroes that requires a lot of farm during the laning phase and wants to build towards that full key timing before he can really have an impact in the game. Yeah. They're going to follow it up with a Luna here as well. And we saw that yesterday versus, what was the Reason versus Sync.
Yeah.
Reason Gaming picking up the Luna support, and it worked out beautifully, seeing as she was buffed in the last patch and can stun up to 8 targets now. So it's much easier to get that 5-second stun going by stunning through a creep wave.
Yeah, again, and as we pointed out yesterday, going into the pick at least, there's, the stats don't necessarily back up this hero, but yeah, as you pointed out, though, in the balance patch, did get some pretty significant changes, so perhaps that's enough reason right there to start realizing that this hero once again has potential here, at least in the support role, and going to be tried out by Reason Gaming, or excuse me, by BMG here, obviously. Saw the Macera tag and just said Reason Gaming. But anyways, Bad Monkey Gaming over here. Again, more than likely expecting that to be support, of course. Lodestone coming out for Sync on top of that Tempest, Moraxis, and Moira. That's a lot of AoE synergy they're working, and they will finish with the Hag. Jeez, they have been running the heck out of this wretched Hag lately in the end. So, I mean, insane. We did get the chance to ask him about it. I guess he just simply put, it's just a hero that has always, been a solid carry choice, and he seems like it just fits their play style. So.
Yeah, likes the mobility, I guess, having the late game presence as well. Of course, a very good farmer. Okay, they're gonna swap it up at the Legion side. They were sitting on a Luna for Masera for quite some time there. They were just playing some mind tricks with Sync, but I've seen Boxy actually play a lot of Aluna lately. So if he would have been in their roster today, I wouldn't have been too surprised to see that Aluna in a 1v1 in the mid. Because he plays it really well. But seems like, yeah, it's going to be Fusens now. Maybe Masera is not as comfortable on that hero.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and again, that's always a little bit of the downside using a ringer, of course, is that synergy there, the idea that if one player's maybe more comfortable with certain heroes and throwing another player, and it kind of throws it off a little bit, perhaps. But they will, sure enough, run the support of Luna here in the end. Of course, Behemoth being played by Brood of Z, nothing crazy there. Bad Monkey Gaming, though, all 5 of them are heading up here towards the top lane. Make on the Parasite. He's going to be in the front lines right here, and you see Wretched Hag.
Whoa, wow. Running straight in?
Yeah, I mean, she gets the blink initially right there in the end, so she's fine, but geez, she was running straight into them right there. That was a little scary.
A little bit surprising that Parasite is actually the one running in front. I guess they were a little bit uncomfortable going into the enemy forest. They don't necessarily have the strongest one or level 1 heroes, so they just choose to have Parasite in the front with the Marcher so that he would be able to escape if Sync was setting up a trap. But if Puppet Monster was in front, I'm pretty sure they would have had a kill on Wretched Hag there.
Mm-hmm. So they get the ward down at the pole camp. Not the craziest ward aside by any means. It definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if it's counter warded pretty easily right here by Slapped, of course, who does have the 1 rev ward on him. It looks like he's going to check the hard camp first. Thinking maybe they placed it there, so see a little bit of trash talk there going on. No, but ultimately, again, all these teams really seem like there's a mix of occasional some fun trash talk, but I don't think there's necessarily any hate rivalries out there right now. But although there's some emotions going around as of late, I mean, so it's going to be fun moving forward here. But anyways, middle matchup, Puppet Master and Luna will actually go up against a Wretched Hag in the end. Here in the middle, so that's an interesting matchup, yeah.
They probably did not expect this, Aluna, Puppet Master, and actually Powerful is gonna miss, unfortunately.
That might have been a kill. Ah, jeez, that would have been really close.
That it would, unfortunate by BMG. But yeah, Sync's been doing this quite a bit lately, when they have a... Instead of just putting Flensmeister in the safe lane versus the Suicide, they're just like, okay, we're just gonna keep the Suicide in level 1 instead, more or less. Behemoth, actually, when I'm speaking about that, is in trouble in the top lane.
He's trying to get away right here. The Shards of Harkon stun coming out right there, and yes, Brood of Z will end up falling, so Moira and Moraxis. Yeah, again, the lane setup's a little unique here, especially from Sync's side. Going with the Hag middle and the Moraxis top, but it does maybe catch Behemoth off guard a little bit too, initially. And he eventually gets picked off, so I could understand why that's a pretty difficult lane for him at the top lane up there.
Yeah, definitely. I like it from Sync. I mean, swapping it up a little bit, just making them not too predictable, so to say, so that you can never really know for sure what the lanes are going to be like before the laning phase actually begins. And Wretched Hag, I mean, he's going to be able to find some farm in the mid lane. It's easier for him to suicide in a role, or in the mid lane, of course, because of the tower being so close.
Yeah. You see Wretched Hag going to be going for the 2-minute rune right here. Looks like she'll be able to get there first. Again, that is an advantage that she does have compared to both the Luna and the Puppet Master. Neither one of them necessarily have the greatest porting ability or anything like that. Deja Vu is actually solid as far as the movement speed goes, but I think the blink will give Hag the slight advantage there, of course, in the end. And Viz Rune is actually bottom and currently still there. I wonder if Hag is going to ultimately try to go for it. It looks like she is. Banking on it still being there, and it is. So, well played by Flensmeister here. Maybe? Parasite? Oh, geez. Flakes in and picks it up, yeah.
That's a good one. It's probably the best rune that she can get at this point, because that's going to allow her to get just full experience from the mid lane.
Yeah, didn't have the bottle just yet, but as he pointed out, we'll get some full experience right here. No rev ward or anything like that, of course, from BMG just yet, so should be good dealing with that. But the bottom matchup is left to be the Lodestone versus Midas. I mean, that also in itself, a short lane farming Midas is not something we come to expect, but essentially happening here in the hands of Masera. coming out. So, is it safe to say, though, as top lane? No, a little bit of block, but not necessarily going to look for crazy farm on Midas here, but perhaps look to rotate him early on, set up some kills?
Possibly, yeah. It depends on what build he wants to go for. I mean, if he's like Sibib to go for the early Striders, he can do that now even, if he gets the gold for it. He's struggling a little bit though. They probably predicted Moraxis and Mora to be in the mid, so that's why they put Puppet Master and Luna in there. So Masera probably being caught off guard a little bit by the matchup, but now when he's level 5, I feel like he should be able to take control over this lane.
You know what else I'm noticing here? Look at Slap, by the way. He's been doing the whole Blood Chalice and Astrolabe build early on, and Tempest lately. He's been playing a lot of Tempest, frankly, in general lately. But he's actually going the Ring of Sorcery, it looks like. So, I mean, I wonder if that maybe was almost a phase, and now he's realizing maybe it wasn't as strong as he thought, or if this is just for this game specifically. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's for this game specifically. I think he adapts depending on the team build up, and in this game in particular, there's like no other hero than Tempest itself that's actually good at pushing. And I think that Sync are relatively happy with how the lanes are looking right now, so they don't necessarily want to break out of a laning phase too early. They don't necessarily want to get BMG rotating. Like we spoke about it as well. Midas, for example, he has the potential to do so, and he can easily shut down the Tempest push if they were to go for it. So Step's more like, okay, I'm just gonna take this easy this game and just farm up instead.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll see how Zlap is able to perform with that. Of course, obviously, he's off to a pretty good start here, about 290 gold per minute and upwards of 300 even. Yeah, Tempest in general as a hero, it almost seems like has kind of been not necessarily as popular as he was for the longest time, and has really always been in the competitive scene. He has kind of died off a little bit lately as far as popularity goes. But Sync, hell, yesterday they ran in both of the games. Granted, they're losing efforts, but they ran in both. In the finals, I know they used him at least a couple times. So Sync is making a statement that they are most certainly using him plenty as of late. But he does hit level 6 right here and gets the Ring of Sorcery. So we'll see if any potential ganks, even more mass push comes out of that in the time being. But for now,
Rudo C here at the top lane, by the way, Behemoth, he's doing a fabulous job actually. He's died once, he lost the first blood, but even so, I mean, he's 150 gold per minute, not the best, but he's level 5, and he's been that for last 20 seconds or last creep wave or so. So I think he's gonna hit level 6 even before Moraxis, and that just completely nullifies Tempest or Tempest's possibility to push early on. So he's doing a really good job finding the farm up here.
Yeah, I'm almost...
He's gonna pull.
Well,
never mind, go ahead.
Well, I was wondering, I mean, have you been watching it really? Because I don't know, we even saw him die earlier, but how is he actually managing to do so well?
It was the BMG running in, in the start as, oh wait, they're gonna go at him.
Yeah, here comes the illusion, as we're just talking about that. This is why I'm kind of surprised he's doing so well, because just like that, whenever they want to go, it seems like they should be able to set up a kill, and they do get their second kill now. So, sure, Behemoth does hit level 6, which is good news for BMG, but that's not back-to-back deaths. Meanwhile, middle lane down kills Puppet Master as Lodestone comes in with a gank. He comes in with a Shatterstorm, and he eventually gets bursted down. It's not over just yet. Lodestone's still running around with that haste rune that he got. You see Wretched Hag going to be jumped by Parasite. The face-hug is going to be enough for the kill. And that's a little fault to Hag right there. I mean, she definitely saw Parasite coming. Maybe figured she didn't really have anywhere to go ultimately, but good job by Maki at least rotating over and finally picking up a kill here for BMG to start.
Yeah, look at the top. It seems like they're pushing the tower. Behemoth is actually going to go straight in.
He tried to use the shockwave. He still might get it off right here. No, the Mana Center coming up. Beautiful Mana Center at the last second. He will not get the shockwave off. Meanwhile, though, Voodoo Puppet on a Mirax is trying to at least kill him in the process. It looks like they are. Nice powers, though, through. And it also does some good damage to Moria. There's the hold on a Tempest, but I don't think they're going to be able to chase him down. As, yeah, he will be fine. So, at least Puppet Master ports in, gets a counter kill, but still damage done by Sync once again. On a Behemoth right there. That's now 3 deaths for him.
That it is. He is level 6. Unfortunately, he didn't get the shockwave off. That could have been a big turnaround, but well played by Slap to getting that Elemental Void up and running in before Behemoth actually gets into position. Parasite rotated as well, so BMG is, even though if they defended the push, they are still wasting a lot of time up there. Parasite should really focus on farming at this point. He had his face hack on cooldown as well after that pick off on Wretched Hag in mid lane, so not entirely sure why he chose to rotate over there.
In the end does, so, but back to the lanes now for the time being. Lodestone rotating towards the bottom rune. It's going to be an 8-minute rune. Parasite also there, though. However, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get there nearly in time as Lodestone got there first, picks up the double damage rune, which he happens to have a bottle as well. Going the suicide bottle here. And picks that up, so we'll see if... Is that Keizu, I guess? Yeah, Keizu playing the Lodestone. Lodestone has been also making a little bit of appearance lately on the scene. Is he... Oh, yeah, Parasite coming in, but...
I don't know if it's enough mana on Masera, on Midas.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Once again, Makia, I don't know. I feel like if they just had a communication going there, it would be obvious that they wouldn't be able to get the kill onto Lodestone. And still, I mean, he's still standing around here. Not entirely sure for what reason. I feel like he should just be focusing on farming and getting that puzzle box timing as soon as possible.
Middle lane, in the meantime, Wretched Hag might be in some trouble. You do see the top tower pushed in. Behemoth not being there because he's in the middle lane here. But in the end, Hag's going to play defensively enough. Should be fine. Nice kill on the bottom tower in the meantime by Parasite right there, at least. Coming in.
That was the reason for why they were around. I didn't see that it was that low.
Yeah.
So in the end, well played by them. But Sync, yeah, pushing the secondary tower now at the top lane.
Yeah, you figure they want to address that again, especially with a hero like Behemoth, and he is going to rotate over for the time being. Doesn't have backup just yet, though, as you do see Moira is in the vicinity as well. So this is really a three-man push right here from Sync Esports. So there's a stomp, though, and that should probably be the go-ahead that Sync is going to start falling back here now. As, yeah, it looks like they are heading the other way. So it will ultimately be defended by BMG right there as far as the top lane goes. Behemoth maybe going to continue to pick up some more farm. You do see Midas, you mentioned Zibe, he's been doing a lot of this whole Striders build onto Midas, the Blood Chalice and everything, and Portal Key just getting very, very active, but Masera going a little more than traditional. He does get Blood Chalice, but of course going Steam Boots, bulking up a little bit. We'll see where he goes from here, though.
Yeah. In this particular game, I actually wouldn't have minded Striders. Oh, they're gonna Lodestone Masera, he's gonna get out there. Okay, well played by him. No, but I would have liked to see the synergy between the post-haste and the Parasite creeps in this game. Seeing as you got the Parasite and he's going to get the puzzle box and of course the creeps and he can infest. So would have been some nice possibilities for Midas and him to set up some kills.
Yeah. Well, and the Steam Boots, and what did he just pick up right there? That's something, well, I'll have to keep an eye on that. What is Parasite going, by the way? Sitting on 2,100 gold here.
I would assume he's going for the puzzle box. Would make most sense to me, at least. I mean, Lex Talionis' build more or less died off for some reason. I still think the Lex Talionis is good, but I guess people realize that Codex isn't as powerful. Okay, Richard Hag blinking in a little bit too offensive, I don't know.
A little scary for her almost. If Behemoth was in position to maybe react, that could have been a turn kill. Definitely bottom lane in the meantime. Transmute connects on a low, so there's a face hug as well. The leech on top of that. They're not going to really be able to chase him down, though. Those plates are able to help keep Lodestone alive, as well as just simply the rocket drill to get the positioning there. So well played from Keizu, ultimately getting away. But yeah, you're right. I never really thought about that, but Lex Talionis really has died off on Parasite as far as a popular choice.
It was a little bit too overpowered at one point because when the item was first released, more or less into competitive, Parasite with that face hug ability that transfers the debuffs over to the opponent, you had the double effect from the Lex Talionis. So that of course was the reason for why it was picked up in every single game, but I still think it's a great item in general for these kind of magic heavy heroes. Like even a Midas, for example, if going for that gank oriented playstyle could go for Lex Talionis.
Yeah, bottom lane in the meantime, obviously kill happening on a Keizu right there. That time he just got caught. And actually, Flensmeister goes down as well in the middle lane. Apologize for not catching that there. But he goes down, and actually might be Moira killed as well. So all of a sudden, 3 hero kills in favor of BMG. Just like that. In the meantime, top tower, secondary tower is pushed in by Sync Esports. So definitely a minor victory for them for sure. But losing 3 heroes in the process, including Flensmeister, who is not having a good game so far. Only at 215 gold per minute here on the Wretched Hag.
That's strange, because they are the ones that more or less put him in that mid role, and we of course expected him to struggle early on, but I feel like he should have rotated a little bit. Maybe put Lodestone in the mid instead and have Wretched Hag at the bottom. I don't know, make some kind of rotations, because obviously the mid lane is not optimal for Wretched Hag, now when he's level 8.
Yeah, I mean, he's even coming back to the middle lane now. Maybe this is why, because Moraxis is setting up a kill. He's got an Invis rune, and he also has his portal key. And I think there should have been able to see him right there, actually, as he snuck on by. At the tower range, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it depends on if he's clinging to the tower. In mid-wars, you can see when people are running past the tower, but in normal, I think you can make it out if you just hug the cliffside.
Okay.
Kill, so well played.
Yeah, obviously sets that up right there on a Luna. You see Puppet Master will be fine, so it is a support in the end, so not necessarily the worst tragedy for BMG, but still a nice pick-off from Sync, and obviously, again, Moraxis showing that he has a portal key now. Kazu's actually porting away in the middle lane.
This is pretty nice position from Masera. Is he going to be able to get both Tempest and...
Yes, he is. He's going in right here. Now they get the tower kill, but at what cost? Parasite jumping in. Oh, that was weird. He face-hugged it. He still got pulled in to the Arcane Vortex. That was some funky synergy coming out. Wretched Egg in the meantime going at it with Puppet Master. Launches out the Bad Blast. He will survive. The Red Power though hits, but it's not enough for the kill, and in the end, she will survive. That was funky, man. The fact that nobody died in the end, pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, that Parasite interaction.
I don't know. The animation of Parasite was flying towards Mora, but yeah, somehow he still got pulled in. Unfortunately, they weren't able to defend the tower, and they didn't get any pickups. So, but it was a nice try. Really nice positioning from Masera there on Midas in the start.
Yeah.
That the double stun up.
And you see Masera going that Astrolabe build. So prioritizing some team item there in the Astrolabe. You like that choice?
Yeah, I like it. I feel like an Astro more or less should be picked up in every single game by one hero. And in this case, it's more or less, yeah, Parasite I guess could have gone for it as well, but he wants to prioritize other things. So I like the decision from Midas. We haven't seen Portal Key on this hero lately, as like usually like back when Midas first was buffed and started being picked up on the competitive scene, everyone was rushing Portal Keys, but now lately, both Sibbe, now Masera here as well, making a point that Portal Key maybe you want a little bit more of a laid back build instead, because people have realized that you got a long range on your spells, so you don't necessarily need it.
That's true, yeah, think about it, yeah. 700 range on the Elemental Warp, again, not a Portal Key by any means, but still, it's got some pretty good distance there, and, you know, knowing that you may not have to spend 2150 gold onto a Portal Key item and instead go elsewhere. Puppet Master in the meantime, middle lane. Holy crap, that burst damage. Did not stand a chance. Nice red stun, but it's not going to be nearly enough to set up anything with Puppet dead. So they'll get away just fine. But yeah, they're showing off their burst there a little bit. And actually bottom lane Sync is going to push it in as well down here. So
yeah, Sync Esports definitely getting a better edge of this game now. They're making stuff happen, so to say. BMG are more or less like they're just letting things happen. Haven't necessarily seen too much of like a team synergy so far from them. They've gotten some pickups, but I mean they need to keep it up. Use some Veiled Rods. I mean you definitely have the heroes to keep the early aggression up, but so far Sync Esports have been allowed to do pretty much exactly what they wanted.
Yeah. See Midas getting away from a little bit of danger right there. Going to be fine. I've also been noticing on the Legion side, these triple stack agents have been here a while, man. In fact, you see a Luna even running over once again, going to place a ward of sight. So maybe that's some information that they're going to look to do something here soon. Midas, by the way, he's sitting in an interesting spot with the Invis. I mean, he's not going to get a Tempest kill by himself. So yeah, he's not even going to waste the mana right there. No point at that time. So gets away, going to be fine. You know, we're talking about Hag and his struggles, but honestly, Puppet Master is not necessarily doing a lot better. He's only at about 326 gold per minute, which is solid, of course, but you'd figure BMG is going to be all about getting that farm on balance. Our middle lane in the meantime. Nice block off on a Moraxis right there. The Arcane Shield, though, it does go off. However, he's going to stand there, jump in on top of the Arcane Vortex, that Matrix Explosion. Down goes a Luna as well as Parasite. Well played there by Moraxis as well as Moira. And you see Puppet Master, I think he's going to be fine. Shoot, that was close. Puppet Master trying to scout him out, or Tempest trying to scout him out. But and now actually Midas, he's in an interesting spot, but he will get away too. But yeah, again though, Puppet Master not necessarily doing the greatest either, going back to that. In fact, he went the Energizer first. What do you think of that?
I have no idea. Even if they wanted to group up early on and just take advantage of their early aggression heroes, I don't feel like Energizer is an item that a Puppet Master should go for. I mean, he's not even a guilty.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make too much sense. In that case, I would have liked to see a Tablet of Command instead, because that's good versus not only like Meraxes and Lodestone, but also the Tempest, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So very interesting choice indeed. I don't know. Normally, when we see these many build-up items like Grave Locket and Mystic Vestment, it kind of indicates that someone wants to go for a greedy item like a Hellflower that makes you rather squishy. But Puppet Master, no, building a lot of build-up items and then going for the Shroud. Anyway, so that's interesting. I don't know. I don't agree.
You see right here, they're going to do the triple stack engines as 4 heroes together. I assume Puppet Master going to try to get most of the farm, of course, and looks like he is picking off at least most of it right here. But obviously they already got the Portakey on Behemoth, so that's good news, as he's able to make use of that here. Did I just see that correctly, that Moira, looks like he's sticking with it. So he went the Alchemist boats here on Moira. Middle lane in the meantime, Parasite is going to be jumped in. Jeez, no chance, but a counter shockwave. Big transmit on top of that. What a return coming out from Bad Monkey Gaming. And that works out well in their favor. A 2-for-1 exchange. They lose Parasite, but that's the Portakey on Behemoth coming into play. And
Well played
catching
with
Sync
BMG.
off guard.
Exactly, catching them off guard with the Polkey, and the Midas follow up as well as the Power Throw. We saw the synergy there from Aluna. I don't think that both of those kills would have been secured without that Power Throw there, so definitely well played by BMG, reacting fast.
How about this? Not only Moira gets the Alchemist Bones, but Lodestone also has them on top
Wait,
of that.
what?
They have 2 Alchemist Bones here against this Parasite. Poor guy.
Okay, so yeah, poor guy indeed.
Can you use Alchemist Bones on the Illusion, by the way?
The Illusion?
The Moira
yeah,
Illusion.
yeah, you can.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, she used it right there. That was nice. Snipes a kill from Puppet Master. That's brutal, man. that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of an overkill, but I think it goes back to the fact that Lodestone doesn't have a farming tool. So, and he's not necessarily the best one to pick up a Thunderclaw, so he's just going for the more original pickup Alchemist Bones to try to, make his farm a little bit more scary. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he has an early Polkey already. If they would have had a Bulwark now as well, I feel like they would have been really strong in for those team fights.
It really is interesting, seeing 2 of them. Obviously, the one for big Shadow Storm, by the way. This is lining up. They're gonna jump on a Puppet Master. No chance for him. He just gets decimated in the background, but at what cost here? Moraxis being caught on the Elemental Void on top of the Moira Ultimate. That was miscommunication big time. Tempest gets sucked in as a result. The heal coming out for Midas, trying to help keep Parasite alive, if anything. But now Midas need to run away, as does Parasite inside a Puzzle Box minion. Lodestone still chasing, though. Aluna going to get caught here. However, Lodestone, he gets transmuted. Now he's in trouble. The explosion from the Mauler, and down he goes. Bat Blast, though, coming out from Wretched Hag. They clean up on a Parasite right there. Puppet Master's still not up just yet once again, but they're going to pour it out, and that will be the end of the fight. So a little bit of a sloppy fight there from Sync in terms of the Arcane Vortex on top of the Elemental Void, but ultimately they do win the fight in the end.
Insana did a very good job of keeping Behemoth out of the fight as well, so he wasn't able to get the Shockwave off in that team fight whatsoever. He actually was forced to port to the defensive tower and try to set it up for the other side, but it didn't work. A little bit surprised not to see the buyback happening from Puppet Master, though. I feel like that would have been a prime time to use it. Of course, you don't want to use it on your hard carry too early on into the game, but still, I feel like he could have gotten a few kills if he used it.
Yeah, that fight was going on for a while right there, so definitely looking back at it, you do think that if Baltazar was to buy back, then most certainly could have maybe assisted in something. But again, you just see the combo. They've done that several times now. Both Moraxis and Lodestone, they just jump Puppet, and he gets exploded, man. And it's like, what can he get to stop that? I mean, obviously the Shrunken Head is the idea there. But even with that, I mean, if he's not able to activate it with all that lockdown, then it won't even matter there in that sense.
Yeah, there isn't too much that he can use for it, and I mean, even if his teammate picks up a Storm Spirit, it's going to be even too hard to react in time. Lodestone here with a Veiled Rot, by the way, and they're looking to do the same thing once again for Baltazar. That's a word of revelation.
Yeah.
They're gonna find it.
Meanwhile, they're going in, but Lodestone in the flank. He's going to be in a prime spot.
Oh
A big
God!
stun right there on 3. That Arcane Vortex, though, it actually stalled his teammate right there. Did catch Midas as well. In the background, Lodestone's going to fall. There's the Shockwave coming out, but it's not going to be enough. Down goes Behemoth. Puppet Master already dead, of course. So is Parasite. And it's a 3-for-2 exchange so far, as Hag was also picked off with the Lodestone. So, again, a little funky. These Arcane Vortexes seem almost a little off here from Insania. But now Aluna is, well, she's going to be found and eventually killed off here. Yep, there we go. So Zlap will finish her off at least in the end. But that was a big flank, though, from Keizu coming out with that rocket drill.
Very well played by him. Nice patience from him, hiding in the trees, in the ancient over the leading side, and is getting that 4-man or 3-man, almost 4-man Shatterstorm off. Definitely turned the team fight around.
So this Lodestone pick seems like it's working out pretty well for Sync here. Is that surprising to you or what?
Yeah, a little bit actually. I did not expect Keizu to play it as well, but it's been a real nice synergy that they have been pulling off here between Moraxus and the Lodestone. And of course the More ultimate helps with setting up those kills as well, granting vision for Sync Esports. But yeah, interesting to see Lodestone. Recent Gaming have been playing it a little bit as well, but they haven't had as much success with the hero. I feel like Sync here got a really nice draft that just makes Lodestone really stand out.
Yeah. 23, oh, that's not Lodestone, but 2,300 gold saved up on Moraxus in the meantime. And it looks like a Hellflower is around the corner for him, so we'll see when that comes up here. You got Wretched Hag, by the way. She went the light brand again. The struggles kind of continue for Flensmeister, 2-3-2, but he has 323 gold per minute now, so that most certainly is going up and is trying to finish that Grimoire power still, despite not having the best of starts. But Grimoire is definitely a strong item on her. You like to see the Grimoire still, or maybe would you rather see more of the Hellflower, more of a assisting utility build because of the game?
Yeah, I would probably go for the Hellflower instead, especially when you have the build-up items in Grave Locket and Mystic Vestment. I just feel like that would probably suit Sync better. Grimoire, of course, is great for if you have the lockdown with Insania's ultimate. What's it called again? The Arcane Vortex and the Elemental Void. So if you can get a nice Blast off, of course, Grimoire of Power is going to assist greatly in damage. But yeah, it might look good on paper, but I still feel like they need to pull it off in practice in that case.
Yeah. Man, Puppet Master just got its Assassin Shroud here. This has been, again, a very struggle game for carries on either side. Meanwhile, Parasite getting caught in the jungle. Obviously, the Alchemist Bone's having a lot to do with that. Thinking he's safe, and it's taken out immediately.
They're stealing both of his puzzle box creeps every single time. It's so mean.
So, I mean, it makes sense in that in the long run here, the double Alchemist Bones. So, working out for both of them. Right here. But, yeah, Puppet Master, they're going to try to find a kill, but Hag's not going to continue pushing. Instead falls into the jungle. But yeah, I feel like Puppet Master continues to try to get a little too involved, and perhaps, I mean, obviously a lot of that's coming out of Sync and how active they're playing too. But I mean, even right now, you see he's at the top lane looking for kills. I mean, Assassin Shot is great for that, but man, Baltazar, I've seen him only at 340 gold per minute still. It's just, as a player, let alone the hero that he's on, it just seems really low for what they would be liking.
And it does. I think it comes down to the map control mostly, because Insania has been not only in this game, but like lately as a sport, I feel like he really stepped up to his warding. And every single time I see them play, it's just that they have complete map control, more or less. There's no way that BMG can break into or onto Sync side without them noticing, unless they use the Veiled Rot. And of course, they got the Illusion as well from Mora, so complete map control. Now we got a Bound-Eye here being activated on Keizu. Up at the top lane, is gonna find Puppet Master.
Yeah, there goes the Shadow Storm being activated. You know it's coming. And boom! There we go. Just look at that damage. Nice Puppet Show, though. He's going for the Turk Kill. He's exposed to doing some more damage. Is it going to be Turk Kill? No, it's not. The face smash is enough for the kill. And no, he will die, though, in the end.
Was that the creeps?
I think the creeps finished him off, yeah. When it was all said and done. The Bound-Eye drops as well, but yeah, Tempest is going to pick it up.
That was real well played by Baltazar, though, or that was a really nice attempt from his side. I was first very curious for why he wasn't using his spells, like, before Shadowstorm went off. But he definitely made it work, and if Tempest wouldn't have come in to assist Lodestone, he would have gotten a return kill.
Yeah.
Or he would have gotten the kill and got out of there.
So, well played indeed. Luna really far up here in the middle lane. Now our teammates are going to be coming out. Wretched Hag going to get caught. He goes down, actually. So well played right there by BMG. But Macera, he is also going to get picked off, and it continues. They will catch the Mauler. And there comes the Arcane Vortex.
Elemental Void is up. Behemoth is here, though.
Yep, he's going to stop with the Fissure Stun. No Elemental Void used, though. And so Parasite is going to escape. Right there. So Yeah, he doesn't have to use it at the bottom lane, I believe, to kill Moira. She died down there. She bought back, but I was going to say, she was up really quickly, but so she did buy back to assist right there.
I missed that.
In that
Alright.
fight, yeah.
That hurts Asena quite a bit, actually. They not only... Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Yeah, he needs to portal key timing as fast as possible. That's like just core on that hero. Of course, he got Alchemist Bone, so it shouldn't take too long until he reaches it, but, yeah, you know, still buys BMG a little bit more time.
Shrunken Head on Tempest. Of course, you look at the Legion side, and they got Parasite, but other than that, the Tempest will be good to go, so keeping that in mind here. Has that delivered. Parasite, those are definitely level 3 puzzle blocks, right? So he's sitting on another 21. Okay, yeah, it is going to be a portal key here. For her. God, Luna going to get caught by Moraxis again. Just pops the Deja Vu, hoping for the best. Is he actually going to get away? Oh my gosh, he's good for the time being, but not enough.
I haven't actually seen that before, that he was Invis there, Deja Vu. If you activate the ultimate and then Deja Vu, you get Invis.
What? Since when? Is that in the latest patch?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
So.
Sense of Shadow?
And 3 seconds of invisibility upon teleportation.
And 3 seconds of invisibility. Wow, you're right. Huh. Yeah, no, that must be a new thing then, or I assume it is. I honestly did not know that. I was wondering how she would invis right there. Huh.
I completely forgot about it. That was just like, it was just now when I saw Luna actually being invis that I was like, oh damn, that's right.
It used to like slow people or whatever if you used the red and ran through. But anyways, meanwhile, bottom lane, Moira gets picked up, but that's going to come at a cost. And it looks like Parasite's life is going to be that cost. So another 1-for-1 exchange. Sync is just so good at reacting as they are here. It seems like BMG finds an opportunity and Sync's right there to react and get the counter kills.
Every single time. They're spot on that communication.
And now Kongor. This is going to be an easy Conger kill in the end. I assume Token, of course, for Hag here. Again, has the Grimoire now. Is working towards a Shrunken, I'm sure, next. Seems to be the typical follow-up here.
Yeah. Puppet Master, almost 3k gold saved up now. I would assume that he's going for the BKB as well.
Yeah. Going to be, but as we're talking about earlier, man, it's like it makes sense. I mean, that's almost necessary. But man, not only is it there's a crazy jump that they've shown to have, so is he even going to be able to activate it? But if he does, there's still the Arcane Vortex, there's still the Tempest ultimate that can go through the course. So it still makes sense to get, but it's not going to be that great of an item in the end, I think.
No, I think you're right. It's probably not going to have the biggest impact. It's okay, or it's a good versus the Bat Blast. So he's going to be able to negate that, hopefully at least, if he comes back, or if he stands back in the team fights and just allows... Oh wait, they actually don't have anyone to be in front, now when I think of it, from BMG's side.
Yeah, no, there are... Yeah, you're right. They're not necessarily... They don't got that tanky presence. They got the Initiator, of course, of Behemoth, but yeah, as far as being in the front lines, it's not like a Moraxis or a Lodestone. In that sense, who could be up there.
Puzzle Box or Parasite doesn't really have the option to be in front in this game with the 2 Alchemist Bones on their one side. Otherwise, he could have acted a little bit like that role. But yeah, it's going to be tough for them to actually break onto Sync's side. Even if they get back into the game and just win 1 or 2 team fights and even up the golden experience, them breaking Sync's base, that's impossible as long as all members are alive. They're going to need to get pickups. So somehow they need to get map control, and the first step to get map control is usually to get a Bound Eye. They got a Puzzle Box that fills the same role, but Lodestone Shatterstorm.
They're trying to find Parasite right here. He killed the illusion, so they knew he was there, but in the end he gets away. So good attempt by KZ trying to chase him down. It's not the longest cooldown there, only about a minute now remaining on it, so... It's, okay, it's 80 seconds at level 2, yeah. I was going to say it should be 60 seconds, but no, that's at level 3. She doesn't have just yet. So Puppet Master, though, again, has the Shrunken Head now. You got a Storm Spirit on Root of Z playing the Behemoth. Looks like a double damage rune, actually, on Puppet Master, so this could be a big opportunity to maybe get something out of this. However, the Ward of Sight, as well as the Rev Ward for that matter, seeing Puppet Master come up here. And, uh-oh, Aluna! Getting a little frisky there. It's picked off, and that's going to be an easy counter ward in the process. And in fact, they're going in the flank. But I don't know if they're going to be able to catch. Maybe Parasite. Yeah, he's like hiding in the trees, and now the trees are gone. Good find there. He's dead too.
Unfortunate. His Pulky was for some reason on cooldown. I guess he used it to blink up the hill.
I think that's what he did, yeah. Well, Sync, it continues in their favor, and I mean BMG just they have not been able to really get anything going this game. And again, even when they've gotten kills, it's just a quick counter kill happens. Now we're going to see that here bottom lane, by the way. At the top lane, there you get the kill, but now Wretched Hag also goes down. The token of life, of course, used. There's a puppet show immediately as soon as she comes back up. So right as I'm talking about, we haven't seen BMG necessarily do anything without like a response. There we go. There's something. Wretched Hag found by herself there. And the token's down.
Yeah. That's a pretty big one to get a Puppet Monster twice. But yeah, as we were saying, like they haven't been able to do too much, and I think that's because of the main reason that there are 2 bones or Alchemist bones on the Sync side, and the fact that they don't have anyone to be in the front. They don't have anyone to like push the towers with. They just have to counter initiate with a Behemoth Shockwave, and they're gonna find Lodestone or find. I don't know who's finding who.
That timing right there from Behemoth, it just so happened as Moraxis jumped in, but yeah, it is gonna be a find for Sync in the end, as obviously they turn it right there. Onto Behemoth. You do see Moraxis, though, getting caught. Parasite jumps in, but the Elemental Void is going to pull in Parasite. And it's going to be a full duration. It's only a one-man hole, though. So will that be the best in the end for Sync Esports? Midas comes in, finishes off Moraxis right there as Aluna gets picked off, though. Puppet and Midas were both basically fighting from the uphill there the whole time. Or on the cliff more so. So, again, they get to go to Moraxis, but still the numbers working out in favor of Sync there.
Yeah, well played by them. BMG being a little bit too overconfident there. I think it was because they got the kill on Wretched Hag earlier, so they didn't have him on Sync side. But still going for Lodestone with only Behemoth and Aluna. I think it's safe to say that you're not going to be able to get that kill. And he was lucky with that Fissure when Moraxis jumped in the start of that fight. But still, Slap's farm in this game, 450 gold per minute.
Yeah,
that's quite impressive.
Top farmer in the game is lapped on Tempest. Not often you would see that. This later on especially. You know, early on in the game, sure, if he gets a nice decent start and starts pushing towers and gets a good jungle going, then yeah, it could be up there. But at 35 minutes into the game, definitely not expected. But he's 3-0-10. That obviously has a lot to do with it, this game here. And 238 creep kills, too. Yeah, geez. That is the most in the game by a pretty good amount, actually. So when you add it up, it kind of does make sense. And I'm almost he has to have something else, right? I almost feel like he should have something else here. Yeah, there you go. This is Sustainer. Stone. It's a full Resto Stone already? No.
Nah,
he has the components. He just needs the pattern. Okay. But
I think so, yeah.
He is just about there. Yeah, I saw both the Arcane and the Sustainer. He was going through them, so.
Aluna might be in trouble. That's a risky position. Wow, well played by Fusen, actually.
Yeah. He is going to get away. Does Deja Vu, I'm sure. Big factor of that right there. Behemoth, by the way, he gets caught, and he's going to be dead. So another good find by Sync, and BMG just constantly playing on their back foot here.
That they are. They're just having too much trouble finding, like, Sync Esports got vision pretty much everywhere, and the Mora illusion helps greatly with it as well. So they just can't catch a break.
Yeah.
There's, like, Parasite, I mean, even if he's been doing alright, rotations, he's just been completely shut down the entire game. Like, he's like the only one that can cancel the Tempest, so he's gonna have to be in the back of those team fights. But what happens when Restoration Stone hits? Like, who's going to take care of that second Tempest ultimate? There's just no way to deal with it. So no matter how this goes, I feel like BMG, they kind of need to make something happen soon. And the bot lane.
Yep, Parasite's gonna get caught here. He goes down. I feel like that's happened many of times now. Yeah, he has 9 deaths in the game. He has the most deaths so far. Has not been the best for Make here. 4, 9, and 4 on the Parasite. He's trying to chase him down with a Mauler, but not going to really matter in the end. In fact, Keisu living life a little dangerously right there. But he does survive, so that's what matters.
Oh, Tempest up at the top lane. Puppet
yep,
is going to find him.
And he finds a kill right here. Jeez, that burst damage coming out is ridiculous. And there's that synergy. Yeah. Yeah, the Luna.
Actually makes sense. That's a lot of damage coming out from that power throw. On the puppets or on the doll.
Yeah. So that's a good kill coming out from Bad Monkey Gaming right there. Meanwhile, top lane, no more Axis. He wants to set it up. He has Wretched Ag coming in. This should be a quick kill pack. Assist the Bat Blast. There we go. Easy kill. And again, Moraxis is almost the bane of Puppet Master with that Arcane Shield, man. It's like he wants to set up a turret, but he knows he can't, because the second he casts something, that's going to be a buffer Moraxis. You do see Midas trying to get away right here. The axes are proving to be quite the issue, but nice block from Behemoth, and ultimately going to
help keep him alive. He's got a sheep stick already on Midas. 370 gold per minute.
Wow. Yeah, well, the Alchemist. Oh, on Midas. I'm sorry. I was going to Lowstone, but Midas, yeah, that's true actually.
So
pretty well
yeah,
here.
There's some hope for BMG definitely if this can try to get 1 or 2 pickups here in the near future. But still, I feel like it's so tough to break the base. As long as Sync keeps buybacks, like, yeah, you get 1 or 2 pickups, but then what? Like, where are you going from there? You can't really go for Congo kill, can you? You don't really have the best heroes. Puzzlebox, I guess, can tank it, but Sync Esports, with that great AoE synergy that they have in their team fights, it's just, you don't want to fight in those kind of close, narrow spots.
Nice find here on a Wretched Ag, by the way. You see Aluna's Power Throw even coming through, and it will secure the kill in the end. So, again, just catching here. That Storm Spear proving to be pretty powerful for Root of Z. Throws them in the air, then as soon as they land, it gets a stomp out, and obviously applies a stun for the nice and easy follow-up there. So well played from Root. Has a level 3 Shockwave now. Looks like Savage Mace in the works for Puppet Master. So as much as this has felt like a really struggle game here for BMG moving forward, throughout this whole game, really, it does also feel like that. You talk about with the sheep stick on a Midas, you got now a Savage Mace being worked on and picked up by Puppet Master. They got, Behemoth in general will continue to be pretty powerful for the team fights and whatnot. There's still a decent chance, it feels like, for BMG, despite even being down 18,000 gold and 21,000 experience. And I mean, the biggest reason I think I say that because Sync hasn't even remotely attempted to break the base yet at this time.
Yeah, it feels like they've just been playing like still more or less for the last 15 minutes or so. I'm not entirely sure why. They are increasing the golden experience by each minute passing by. That's true. But still, I mean, Savage Maze being picked, or if that gets picked up by Puppet Master as well, then they're going to have like maybe not the most reliable way to stop the Elemental Void, but it's still a possibility that he can actually get a lucky proc off and get the Elemental Void out of the way. And then with a level 3 Shockwave from Behemoth and the combination of Midas, maybe even go for a Restoration Stone as their next item, then there's still a lot of like arguments going for BMG. So Sync Esports, yeah, I don't know. They might be feeling comfortable, but I would still like to see them be a little bit more aggressive, like get a little bit more aggressive wards up.
Yeah. You got Lodestone over here. He's going to place a very aggressive ward aside. But what's going on up here? That is just an illusion, it looks like, from Moira. Is going to eventually be killed off in the end. So we're going to chase down, set something up. Scouting out, really, though, if anything. You do see Sync, though. They're controlling the Legion jungle quite effectively right here. Red Power Throw to scut out Kongor. Obviously not happening, but uh-oh, Lodestone. He finds an opportunity, jumps in onto a Luna. That's going to be a quick kill, but they used a bit of their initiation just for killing a Luna. Now here comes Puppet Master. Shadowstorm going to explode right there. Parasite feeling the brunt of that. He goes down, but the Voodoo Puppet, not enough for the kill on Miraxis. He will barely stay alive in the background. The Arcane Vortex is going to help keep them alive, as well as now Puppet Master. He needs to get the hell on out of there, so not the prettiest of fights. Root of Z, where's he been this whole time? He's trying to find a jump. I mean, he was trying to flank, I guess, but he couldn't really get the angle. And Sync just cleans up in the end.
Unfortunate. Just as we were talking about BMG showing some progress as well. Sync Esports find BMG off guard in the forest, and now that's going to result in a second Congo kill as well. I don't know why. I mean, you could have easily just backed out of there with one death on your support, but for some reason it felt like BMG, like, they counted on their team to back them up, but it didn't happen. Midas wasn't close by, and Behemoth wasn't even close by either, so in the end, dying with free heroes.
Yeah. So 42 minutes in right now. Sync is going to get another Kongor kill. This is the second one, I believe. And once again, a token of life, I'm sure on Wretched Hag, going to be picked up right here. So, yeah, now it's definitely feeling like a little bit differently. I mean, not only is the lead kind of getting ridiculous here, nearly a 30,000, in fact, is a 30,000 experience lead. But on top of 23,000 gold lead, it's just across the board. Sync Esports has so many better things going for them at this point here in game number 1. Yeah, the Frost of Skull on Miraculous. That is interesting. Does
Yes,
that work
it's
with
as
the
well.
axes? That doesn't work with the axes,
Uh,
does it? As far as applying?
It shouldn't.
Yeah. I don't think
Well,
I don't think it does. I was trying to make some quick logic there as to why maybe, but no, I don't think it does. As far as synergy goes, but still, he's bulky now of 2,700 life.
that is. I would personally prefer the first field plate, but yeah, they are in such a comfortable lead, so I don't think it matters too much as long as he can survive those voodoo puppets.
There's a jump on a Parasite again. Make is going to get jumped yet again. Another Sheepstick coming out. Just so much lockdown as he goes down. Tempest, he uses Resto Stone. He didn't actually cast ulti, though. I don't know what that was about.
He misclicked, he must have.
Yeah.
It wasn't, he just picked it up, so probably had it at the wrong hotkey or something like that.
Huh.
But it's just 40 seconds though, since none of his spells or items were on cooldown at the time.
Yeah. So it's, counting down pretty quickly right here. So, yeah, I guess maybe not the biggest steal, but it was a little funky scene. Anyways, they get the middle tower right there, and again, just going to keep controlling resources now. Make their way to the bottom lane, so Bad Monkey Gaming, it almost seems like the inevitable is near. You know, having to do with a double Tempest ultimate, the initiation constantly proven time and time again to be too powerful. The burst damage is just so intense. Parasite especially has been the victim of that many of times. Again, 11 deaths for him now.
Hasn't been a Parasite game, that's safe to say. And
double Alchemist Bones, man. That's I'm sure
That's rough.
It's not an easy game for Maka to be playing here. That is for
usually,
sure.
like, Parasite players feel pretty confident or pretty comfortable when they're sitting inside of their creeps, but in this game, just over and over, every single time, he more or less just gets caught out of position. And of course, I mean, normally he would be safe, but in this game in particular, he just isn't. So maybe he should watch his positioning a little bit more, but still, it's not an easy game to play Parasite.
Yeah. By the way, quick update as well. Forgot to mention this earlier, but the other series that is currently going on right now, Complexity versus Druids, I believe it is, they are being covered by Mathematical. So twitch.tv/Mathematical if you want to check out his stream over there. He's got some casting going on over there, I believe, and check out how that series going. In fact, I believe they're still in game number 1. We'll get some updates
Yeah,
on
60
that.
minutes in, it seems Druids are having a small lead, 6-3 hero kills, but
You said
Complexity being
16 minutes in?
yeah, 16
Oh, okay.
minutes.
I thought it said 60 for a second. You said 6 to 3 hero kills. I was like, Jesus, that's a boring game.
Complexity game, you know.
Yeah,
got
that's
it
true.
turtle.
That's true. All right, but anyways, but continuing
Yeah,
on with this
16.
one here. You got game number 1, and right now it's Sync pressuring the base for the first time this game. Not going to go all out, though, knowing that they don't have to necessarily. Savage Mace is finished on Baltazar, so he's really got the max damage here early on. What happened there? Oh, geez. Jumped really far. The fact that Moraxis jumped that deep into the base and nothing really happened as a result of it is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
That's, yeah, I don't know what to do if you are BMG. Like, who would I want to focus? Like, I have to more or less shut down the Tempest somehow, but there's a Miraculous and a Lodestone in the way, and there's an Arcane Vortex as well. Midas is actually going to jump in.
Yeah, they're tired of waiting. Behemoth Shockwave goes out. The Arcane Vortex immediately stops it, though. Shatterstorm going to be happening as soon as they come out as well. Behemoth goes down. Parasite's dead. Midas, he's trying to run now. Tempest, he didn't even Elemental Void yet. Not even necessary. That should tell you something. Midas goes down, and I think BMG might as well throw in the towel here. It's just clearly not going to happen. GG, well played. And it looks like game number 1 will go to Sync. So Sync does get a victory here, you know, after the 0-2 start yesterday against Recent Gaming. So that in itself, I'm sure, a good feeling. But BMG will be one more game now to see if they can even it up at 1 and each get 1 point, or if Sync will instead grab the 3 points. That could be pretty critical for them moving forward.
Yeah.
But Sync takes it.
Yeah, they did. They played well. I think they executed the draft pretty much just as it was supposed to. And it was a nice synergy between Lodestone and Miraxis in the early game, as well as all the vision coming out from Moira. Once again, they're getting a victory Wretched Hag, but I really don't feel like it's like the hero Wretched Hag itself that's making those wins possible. I feel like you potentially could swap that hero up for something a little bit more aggressive early on, so that you don't have to necessarily wait for like the 45-minute mark before you actually break base. But, well played by Sync indeed. I think this would have been a different game as well if BMG actually had a hero that could be in front. Of course, it was well played by Sync picking up the Alchemist Bones, but a little bit more of a tanky presence on the Legion side, and I feel like it would have been a much closer game.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. Well, in the end, Sync does take game number 1, so we'll see how things set up now for the second game here between Sync Esports and Bad Monkey Gaming. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. We got game number 2 going to be coming at you here. Again, this will be the second and final game, no matter what happens here in these 2-game series matchups. But stay tuned, guys. We'll be back more